Hi everyone, really excited to share an announcement with you. Last month we announced that we were going to be partnering with King's College London and Stavanger University Hospital, as well as some hospitals in London as well, to do some research into mental health and depression. And I'm really excited to say that that project has now started. You heard from Dr. Richard, who is the Director of Aging and Longevity at King's College London, with regards to their part of the collaboration, but really excited today to introduce Dag, who's heading the research up at Stavanger University Hospital and is somebody that we've worked with now for quite some time on the Horizon Predictum Project, right? That's it, Dag? Predictum Project, which is an EU-funded initiative looking into Alzheimer's and dementia. So we were really excited to introduce Dr. Richard to you, and now we'd like to introduce you to Dag, who will give you a lot more information and insights as to what we're actually doing with this research and where this research could potentially go. So Dag, thank you so much for joining us today. And yeah, if you could introduce yourself and a little bit about your background for our viewers and our community, it'd be really great to kind of set the stage, and then we can go into a few questions with regards to the research and where that's potentially going to end up with you guys.
Thank you, Sam. It's a pleasure to be here, and thank you for allowing me to talk about our work. So I'm a psychiatrist. I've been working with old age psychiatry, meaning mental health problems for older people for all my career. And I'm a Norwegian. I'm based in Stavanger, as you mentioned, Stavanger University Hospital. But my main position is to be professor of old age psychiatry and director of the Center for Healthy Brain Aging at the Institute of Psychiatry, Psychology and Neuroscience at King's College London. And we have a fantastic collaboration across the North Sea between London and Stavanger, Norway. We exchange research staff and have a number of collaborative projects, research projects going on, and really that's stimulating the activities in both the centers in both countries. And healthy brain aging, that is our main focus, and we want to contribute to that.
Amazing. No, that's brilliant. And obviously what we're doing over here at Muhdo, we're building applications which really are dealing directly with mental health. We're just announced a partnership with a charity that's dealing with mental health and PTSD for veterans and first responders. So, you know, we're trying to approach this from different ways, and working with you guys and the research that you guys are doing over, you know, at King's and at Stavanger is something that we're fascinated about and wanted to be involved with. So, you know, obviously we've now officially started our first research project with you guys as the Muhdo Hub. Would you be able to kind of expand for the people listening, just, you know, what that research is focused on today and where you see that expanding to over the coming years as we work together?
Yes, a pleasure. And we are really excited to kick off this collaboration more formally. We have been working together for a few years, and we've been really excited and impressed by the potential in Muhdo's product. So epigenetics is clearly a really booming area, an important new biomarker of the potential for improving brain health. So through our research, we are also always very interested in looking at biomarkers, markers of relevant biological changes linked to brain health, and we think epigenetics is a really key marker, and the opportunity to have a scalable, non-invasive way of assessing epigenetics via saliva, like we do with Muhdo, is really a huge opportunity. So we have a number of projects. We've run a few trials together, and we one of the things we're really keen to do is to test relevant supplements with the potential to improve brain health or to protect the brain against aging effects. And there are a number of these supplements on the market, and they are potentially very interesting. They have effects on inflammation, on oxidative stress, and other mechanisms of brain aging, and these supplements have the potential to reduce or even reverse these changes, and that can be easily measured via epigenetics. So that's why we are excited. We've done that. We've shown that in recent trials with supplements, and we are currently conducting omega-based trials to explore this further.
Amazing. And in the future, Dag, I know that you're quite excited and we're quite excited to progress this research further down the line into the psychedelics and the cannabinoids and looking at different compounds. You've mentioned supplements that we're measuring the effects on and the omega trials and everything like that. But I think long term, there sounds like you guys have got a lot in the pipeline, and hopefully we can contribute and collaborate with that research going forward as well. Is there anything you can share downstream with regards to that research that you're doing, or would you prefer just to focus on what we're doing today with the omegas and the supplementation and testing the effects of the epigenetic changes for those biomarkers?
Well, I also want to mention our exciting collaboration as part of two large ongoing, recently started projects. One is the Predictum that you mentioned, this large EU-based or IHI, which is a public-private setup within the EU with many large companies and smaller companies and several academics and clinicians across Europe, where we use epigenetics via Muhdo and other biomarkers that are scalable, that can be used in people's home. We are keen to move the diagnostics, the screening procedures out of the hospital to the people's homes or to the GPs, and that's what we are doing in Predictum.
Right. No, it's super exciting. John, any questions you want to ask?
Yeah, I mean, how do you guys feel from a kind of academic stance to have projects being funded by blockchain companies such as the Muhdo Hub, where we're essentially bringing, you know, a community of people together to help fund research? It seems like a big kind of shift at the moment in the space where, yeah, there's different opportunities for researchers like yourself and universities to get funding from non-traditional sources.
Yes, this is really an exciting new area and a new world for me. It's the first time this has happened. Obviously, we are always on the lookout for money that can fund, pay our brilliant researchers so that we can do our important research, and this seems to be a new, very interesting way of bringing in funding. So we are really excited that this has happened now with Muhdo, and well, we are optimistic that can increase in the future.
Well, again, just to echo John's point, I think decentralized science and these DAOs that are popping up, looking to fund research, you know, what is exciting for the researchers that we've spoken to is actually they can be a little bit more creative. Typically, funding comes with quite rigid constraints, whereas if you are trying to solve a problem, you know, you can build a community around that goal, and that community can fund that project. So we've been, you know, really surprised by the kind of open arms that we've received from academia. You know, with Stavanger, with King's, you know, we're about to announce another research project as well with another big university. And even though Web3 kind of has this stigma, it seems to be embraced by the researchers and the university. So we're also super excited to be in this position where we can really fund research that we care about and research that we feel is going to have a global impact, like the stuff that you guys are doing. I know I'm trying to pull out some alpha from you, Dag, but you're very humble in your delivery and what you guys are doing and what you guys have done. But, you know, for us, it's important to introduce the brains behind the projects to our community, because so many projects just promise that they're going to do things. We've already delivered this month. Our new application now goes live. We've delivered a ton of partnerships. We announced we were going to be working with you guys a couple of weeks ago, and now to be able to get the people who are delivering this science and doing this research, it connects our community with you guys. And I know you guys are super busy, and they really are grateful for you guys taking the time to just come and say hello and introduce yourselves, because they're backing the dreams that you guys are going to make come true. And, you know, to have that level of connection, I think, is something that Web3 and blockchain, bringing that transparency, and also for people to be able to share their results on chain in this transparent ecosystem, which has never been possible before. You know, the blockchain is going to change, I think, the way that science is done. You guys just want to do your research. You don't want to be bothered about bureaucracy and being bothered about money. But, you know, obviously, to run hand in hand. So yeah, look, I mean, for me, I think you did a great introduction. You know, obviously what you guys are doing with Muhdo goes back to Predictum, which is that big project funded by the EU. There's been other research done, and the work that you're doing at St. Thomas and Guy's Hospital and Maudsley with the brain units and the research into the epigenetic effects. You know, it just shows that our collaboration is not just money, it's actually an exchange of technology to enhance the research that you guys are doing as well, which obviously is super exciting for the community of Muhdo to see the power of our platform embraced by academia. As of today, the focus is on researching which supplements are, you know, valuable or have an effect in helping treat mental health, depression, even dementia and Alzheimer's, using the epigenetics platform. And forgive me if I've said that wrong, you can clarify specifically what that is. But obviously then there's the stuff with the cannabinoids and the downstream, the psilocybin, that you've done a lot of research with. So would you mind explaining some of the benefits and the value that you see that creating downstream for people based on the research that you've done? And it's apologies, I mumbled through that, Dag.
Oh, you did great. You did great, Sam. So yes, we have been doing some cannabinoid trials already for symptomatic treatment of severe symptoms in people with more advanced brain diseases, Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. And we're also keen to explore how these substances can also protect against age-related brain changes and help people remain fit with their brain and memory and attention, etc. And we also want to enter similar studies with the psychedelics. So there's an exciting, interesting link between mental health symptoms such as depression and anxiety and the risk of cognitive decline and dementia. And we strongly believe that if we can find good ways to reduce depression and anxiety in older people, or even not less old people as a midlife, that is then something that can reduce the risk for dementia in later life. So that's why we are really keen to explore this in the future, and also work together with Muhdo to explore how the epigenetics can shed light on this exciting prospect.
And how crucial is kind of Muhdo's epigenetic platform and that research tool to be able to kind of make these discoveries and understand the information that you're getting from your research?
So in general, epigenetics is a very fascinating research area, and a lot of action ongoing into this. The exciting things that we can do with Muhdo is the link to the ease of collecting these samples via saliva and then send it to the analytics platform. It's a really cost efficient and scalable way of doing research. The alternative is doing collecting blood, or even cerebrospinal fluid, all valuable sources, but also more invasive and much harder to get, and more costly and more burdensome for people to be involved in. So this is really a flexible way of doing this research.
Amazing. Yeah, no, we're super excited, Dag, and really grateful for you making the time to come down and speak with us about this. And we're going to have tons of updates over the coming years working together, where we're going to probably pull you back on camera to explain your findings and keep the community updated. So this is probably the first time that they get to meet you, but honestly, we're really grateful for you making the time just to come and explain who you are, what we're doing together, and, you know, keeping people informed along the way is something that we're going to be doing. We're going to be so transparent with everything that we do with our community. So thank you so much for coming on, Dag. I really appreciate the time. John, unless you've got any other questions.
No, and if anyone's interested in the research that you guys are doing, where's the best place that they can go and find more information about it?
Well, go to the website at IOPPN at King's College London for the Centre for Healthy Brain Aging. that's where we are, and
Right.
lots of the exciting stuff is outlined there.
Amazing. Thank you so much for your time, Dag.
Thank you, Dag. Take
Sam,
care.
Thank you.
See you next time.
Bye.
Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.
Wow, so that was amazing. Speaking to one of the top psychiatrists and brain guys in the world, working with the Muhdo Hub. So I guess for like everyone that's watching and listening at home, how does it all tie in, Sam?
I mean, you've seen it today. We're wearing the same clothes as we were earlier in the previous. We've just announced Project Rams, and Project Rams is a collaboration between 4 companies that all bring tremendous value working towards solving the problem with mental health, with depression, PTSD, and what we bring to that collaboration is obviously the science, the epigenetics, and doing that brief interview there with Dag, albeit it wasn't very long and wasn't very detailed, we just wanted to show people the caliber of the research that we're doing, working with the top people, with the top universities, but also the value our platform brings to that. Anybody can go to a research project and offer them money, but not everyone can go to them and offer them an epigenetics platform that is so valuable to their research, which is why we're getting these opportunities. And how does that fit in? Mental health, cognitive health, you can eat all the right foods, you can do all the right exercise, but if you're constantly stressed, worried, it has an effect on your epigenetics. So I think that we're never going to truly create that, whole wellness without that mind, body, soul kind of, harmony, and treating mental health and depression is something that so many people face. And that research that we're doing, we've already done research. We've got, as he said, we've already been testing what supplements affect your cognitive function and can be connected back to depression and mental health. That research then evolving into the cannabinoids and the psilocybin, which is something that we believe in massively, and we know is gonna lead to great products and great services further down the line. It's just the culmination of everything. It's the platform, it's the people.
Well, that's it. It's really interesting to see how Muhdo, being the digital spine, is able to bring in new partners, new projects, bring in research, top universities. We're literally just bringing this whole ecosystem together in front of our eyes.
Yeah, and again, not to oversell the situation. These are some of the best people in the world. King's College London. Nobody's done more research than them into these areas that we're trying to bring to the wider market. So, but yeah, look, that's it now. Done. We're not going to be in this format every week, but every week we're going to be updating you on the progress of these projects, of our project, and the milestones that we achieve. We told you a few weeks ago that we entered into this partnership. This partnership's now live. You're going to see the next announcement with another top university with some completely different research that's going to add huge value to the Muhdo Hub ecosystem and obviously bring a lot of that value back to the DAO holders as well. So thank you for your time. It's been a pleasure. John, let's go.
Muhdo out. Let's go.